There's a $10 bill in your wallet right now that can buy less today than it could 5 years ago. And 5 years from now, it'll buy even less than that. You didn't spend it. You didn't damage it. The number printed on it hasn't changed. But somehow, silently, while you weren't looking, it lost value. That's not a glitch. That's the design. Let me show you how money dies in slow motion. Your grandfather bought his first house for $12,000. You can't buy a used car for that now. He paid $4,000 for a brand new Chevy. You can't buy the floor mats for that now. He earned about $6,000 a year and supported a family of 4. You earn $50,000 and can barely cover rent. Did houses get 10 times better? Did cars become technological miracles? Did you become 10 times worse at your job? No, the money broke, and nobody told you. Here's what actually happened to your currency while you were busy living your life. Picture this. You're 5 years old at a birthday party. There's one pizza, 8 slices, 8 kids. Everyone gets one slice. Fair. Simple. Everybody understands the math. Now imagine the same party, same pizza, same 8 slices, but this time 16 kids show up. What happens? Each kid gets half a slice. Nobody gained weight. Nobody got fed, but twice as many people are now holding something they're calling a slice. That's your dollar. You're holding a slice. But someone invited 8 more kids and didn't order another pizza. The technical term is inflation. The accurate term is dilution. Your money didn't disappear, it just got weaker. And the mechanism that made it weaker isn't hiding in some economics textbook. It's happening right now, in real time, while you're watching this. Let me show you the machine. Money used to mean something physical. For most of human history, currency was tied to gold or silver. If you held a paper dollar, that paper was a receipt, a promise. You could walk into a bank and exchange it for actual gold. The amount of money in circulation was limited by how much gold existed. Governments couldn't just create dollars out of thin air because each dollar represented a claim on real metal sitting in a vault somewhere. That system had problems. It was rigid. It made economic expansion difficult. But it had one undeniable feature: the money held value over time. Then came August 15th, 1971. President Richard Nixon appeared on television and announced the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold. Just like that, the anchor was cut. The dollar became what economists call a fiat currency. It was worth something because the government said it was worth something because people agreed to treat it as valuable, because everyone kept pretending. And here's where things get interesting. Once money stopped representing anything physical, a new question emerged. Who controls how much of it exists? The answer is central banks. In America, that's the Federal Reserve. A group of appointed officials, not elected, who have the power to expand or contract the money supply based on what they think the economy needs. Let's be clear about what expanding the money supply actually means. When the government wants to spend more money than it collects in taxes, which is almost always, it issues bonds, IOUs. The Federal Reserve buys many of those bonds, but here's the trick. They buy them with money that didn't exist 10 seconds earlier. They don't take it from some reserve account filled with tax revenue. They create it electronically, instantly. Billions of dollars conjured into existence with a keystroke. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is openly admitted policy. They call it quantitative easing. They call it monetary stimulus. They call it managing liquidity. But the mechanical reality is simple. They increase the number of dollars in the system. Remember the pizza. If you have $100 in total circulation and 100 goods to buy, each dollar buys one good. If you suddenly have $200 in circulation and still 100 goods, each dollar now buys half a good. The price of goods didn't change because of supply and demand. The price changed because the measuring stick shrank. Here are some real numbers. In 2008, during the financial crisis, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet was under $1 trillion. By 2014, they had expanded it to $4.5 trillion. They created about $3.5 trillion in 6 years. Then came 2020. COVID hits. Markets panic. The Fed responds by expanding the money supply by nearly $5 trillion in less than 2 years. Between March 2020 and March 2022, they printed more money than had existed in the entire money supply in 2008. You felt it. Even if you didn't connect the dots, you felt it. Groceries got more expensive, used cars spiked, rent jumped, wages rose too, just not fast enough. That wasn't greed alone, that was dilution. More dollars chasing the same stuff. Every dollar you earned or saved before 2020 lost purchasing power, not because you spent it poorly, because more money was created around it. And here's the part they don't advertise, that lost purchasing power doesn't come back. Inflation doesn't reset, it compounds. Prices go up, then they stay up, then they rise again. 2% inflation sounds harmless, but over a lifetime it cuts your money in half. You didn't waste it, you didn't mismanage it, you just held it, and it decayed. Now look at who benefits. New money doesn't spread evenly. It enters through banks, corporations, and asset owners first. By the time it reaches workers, prices have already adjusted. You're always one step behind. This isn't accidental. It's called the Cantillon effect. Inflation transfers wealth quietly, from savers to borrowers, from wages to assets, from the middle class to those closest to credit. And it's legal, it's policy. Governments tolerate inflation because it shrinks debt. They owe trillions. Inflation makes those promises cheaper to repay. You can't do that. Your debts don't adjust. Only theirs do. So inflation becomes a slow-motion default, a way to break old promises without saying so. Most people don't notice because it's slow, because it's technical, because blame gets scattered. Eggs cost more, blame the store. Rent rises, blame the landlord. Life feels harder, blame yourself. The currency gets a free pass. You're told inflation is necessary, that the alternative is collapse, but that's a false choice. Stable money would limit spending, limit power, limit financial engineering. And that's unacceptable to the system, so instead, your money is designed to lose value, not by accident, by design. You work more, save more, do everything right. And the floor still sinks beneath you. You're not failing. The game is tilted. So here's the question. If money loses value every year on purpose, is it really money? Or is it just a quiet tax on anyone who holds it?